Welcome to the virtual public open house for the 2022 Road Reconstruction project in the town of New Tecumseh. This video presentation has been pre-recorded and will be available for viewing along with additional project information on the town of New Tecumseh's website. Please refer to the notice for additional details. Please note that you may have to adjust your volume settings for this recording. Triton Engineering Services Limited were retained by the town to complete the detailed design for this project. This presentation is meant to provide an overview of the project, provide some instructions on how to read the design drawings, and provide some additional information regarding the upcoming construction and how it will impact residents. As part of this open house, the town has posted the project materials on the town's website, which includes a copy of the notice, this presentation, the design drawings, and a questionnaire and comment sheet. Please note that the design drawings are at a 90% stage and will be finalized in advance of issuing for tender. After reviewing the project materials, please feel free to provide some comments on the posted questionnaire and comment sheet. We thank you in advance for participating in this virtual public open house. The project is located on 7 local streets within the community of Tottenham. The streets include Brown Street, William Smart Road, Lionel Stone Avenue, Adeline Avenue, Rogers Road, Delane Street East, and Keogh Street. The subdivision was originally constructed in the 1970s, and the streets are in poor condition with severe cracking, rutting, heaving, and broken curbs. The town of New Tecumseh's 2018 Road Needs Study update, completed by R.J. Burnside and Associates Limited, has identified these roads as a now need for reconstruction. The link to the Road Needs Study is included on this slide. Some operational issues have been identified with the sanitary and storm sewer networks, and not all streets currently have a sidewalk. The project goals include reconstruct the deficient road base, the repair or replacement of sewers to mitigate existing operational issues, and to construct a sidewalk on one or both sides of each street. The streets will also be improved to current town standard cross sections. A resident survey was delivered to all residents within the project limits to obtain feedback on various items and provide an opportunity for residents to comment on current issues and concerns within the existing subdivision. A frequently asked questions sheet was also appended to this document to provide general information on the upcoming construction work. The results of the survey that have been received as of September 6th are included in subsequent slides. Generally, the results indicated the sidewalk connectivity and active transportation needed improvement, and the street lighting and stormwater drainage were good to adequate. These results are illustrated on pie charts in subsequent slides. Thanks to all who participated in the survey. The survey results and feedback is beneficial for the success of this project. All comments received as part of the resident survey were reviewed and are being taken into consideration. The major concerns are listed on the slide and include protection of private features like fences, retaining walls, gardens, and trees, the brightness of existing streetlights, the poor condition of existing roadways, and concerns with the impacts of the proposed sidewalk on parking within the subdivision. Tree removals will be required to facilitate the construction and are discussed in detail on the subsequent slide. One design goal was to minimize the amount of tree removals while still providing the town standard cross-section. The street lighting is proposed to be replaced, and the photometric design is currently underway. The lighting will be dark sky friendly and include back shields to mitigate the encroachment of lighting into private property. The roads are in poor condition and will be reconstructed on each street. One of the goals of the project was to construct a sidewalk on one side of each street. The subdivision was carefully reviewed and the sidewalk location was selected in consideration of tree removals, loss of parking, conflicts with utilities, connectivity with parks, schools, and other sidewalks, town standards, and best practices. The town standard cross-section was applied to all streets with some minor changes due to property constraints, existing infrastructure and underground utilities, and in consideration of impacts to private property. Generally, this includes a 7.7 meter wide asphalt road, 0.6 meter wide concrete curb and gutter on both sides of the street, a 1.5 meter wide sidewalk on one side of the street, and street lighting. The asphalt width on Rogers Road will be maintained at 8.5 meters to provide additional width for school buses accessing Tottenham Public School and truck deliveries to the Tottenham Mall. The asphalt width on Keogh Street will be less than town standard with 6.5 meter asphalt width due to the narrow right-of-way width and constraints with the hydro pole line. The 2 existing sidewalks on Lionel Stone Avenue will also be retained where they currently are located. The typical cross sections are included in the posted drawing set. The resident survey included a rating for sidewalk connectivity within the subdivision with respect to connections to schools, parks, trailways, and adjacent streets, and a rating for active transportation with respect to sidewalks, trails, and pedestrian crossings. The results are shown on pie charts on this slide and indicate the connectivity of the existing sidewalk system and active transportation need improvement. We also received many comments regarding the proposed sidewalk, some in favor and some against. The common concern was the loss of parking in driveways. Where there is currently no sidewalk, both sides of the street were thoroughly assessed to determine the sidewalk location that would minimize conflicts, provide system connectivity with other sidewalks and paths, reduce tree removals, and provide as close to the town standard as possible. Considerations included conflicts with trees, existing utility infrastructure, providing a boulevard between the sidewalk and curb for snow storage, and grading and property constraints. The proposed sidewalk locations maintain a minimum of 2 parking spaces in accordance with the town zoning bylaw. Concrete sidewalks are proposed to be constructed on at least one side of each street. The proposed sidewalks will be 1.5 meters wide in accordance with town standards and the Accessibility for Ontarians with Disabilities Act, except where curb-face sidewalk is proposed due to constraints within the town's right-of-way. In these locations, a wider 1.8-meter wide curb-face sidewalk is proposed to provide more width adjacent to the roadway in accordance with best practices. The posted design drawings show the proposed sidewalk location of pink color. Where there is existing sidewalk, the proposed sidewalk will remain in the same location but improved to standard widths. A closed-circuit television or CCTV investigation was undertaken for all storm and sanitary sewers within the project limits. This was undertaken to assess the existing condition and determine a rehabilitation and repair plan for all sewers. In general, the sewers are in good condition. The results of the resident survey also indicate that the existing storm drainage system is working in a good to adequate manner. Where there is calcite buildup in a sewer, like shown on the picture on the left on this slide, an in-situ repair will be undertaken that will include grinding the calcite and installing a liner on the inside of the sewer. This will prevent future groundwater from leaking into the sewer that causes the calcite buildups. Other sections of sewer have more severe defects or have failed, as shown in the picture on the right. These sections of sewers will be replaced. The proposed sewer treatments are shown on the posted design plans in color. There were no noted operational deficiencies with the water main or water servicing. There are a few fire hydrants that are too low compared to the adjacent ground and some hydrants that do not have a shutoff valve. These hydrants will be raised or replaced as necessary. Each driveway was carefully reviewed and considered during the vertical profile design. If the road cross-section and profile adjustments were causing too steep of a driveway grade, the profile was revised to alleviate this issue. Due to the improved road cross-sections, many driveway grades had to be adjusted from the existing conditions in order to tie into the existing entrance at property line. Where it was not possible to tie in at property line without increasing the grade above the town maximum standard of 7%, the driveway grading was taken beyond property line. In some cases where the grade exceeds 7%, efforts were made to minimize the grade change from existing condition where feasible. If grading is required beyond property line, the town will circulate a permission to grade letter to affected property owners prior to construction for permission. The posted drawings show a plan view of each entrance and includes color to illustrate what material will be placed for each entrance. Gray is used for asphalt, tan is used for gravel, and pink is used for concrete and concrete pavers. All driveways will be reconstructed with materials to match existing. Interlock paving stones will be salvaged, stored, and replaced. Gravel driveways will be paved with asphalt within the town's right-of-way. If an entrance requires grading beyond property line, the material placed beyond property line will match the existing material of the entrance. Driveway widths will match existing where it meets town standards. Driveways that are currently wider than town standard maximums without an approved permit may be reinstated to the town maximum standard. The zoning bylaw allows for a driveway width up to 50% of the lot frontage to a maximum of 6 meters. Any non-conforming driveway width may apply for approval prior to the roadworks being undertaken. The application form for a driveway widening can be found at the link shown on this slide. A photometric analysis of the existing street lighting system was undertaken and the results showed the existing system is poor with numerous gaps and deficient lighting levels. The results of the resident survey also indicate that the existing street lighting system is working in an adequate manner. The streetlights are proposed to be replaced to meet current town standards. The proposed street lighting will include features to mitigate light encroachment into private property, including dark sky-friendly luminaires and backshields. A detailed inventory and arborist report was completed for all trees that are 100 millimeters diameter at breast height or larger within the project limits and 6 meters beyond the right-of-way. Each tree was reviewed to determine if the proposed design and grading limits were in conflict with the tree protection zone. Each tree in conflict was reviewed further to see if it had to be removed or if it could remain with tree protection fencing being installed around it during construction. The tree removal locations are included on the drawings. Shared trees are when the trunk is located on property line. Shared and private trees that are currently proposed to be removed are being reviewed further to determine if options are available for the tree to remain or if construction operations can be altered for careful excavation around the roots to mitigate damage to the trees. Notice will be provided and consultation will be held with property owners if a privately owned or shared tree is proposed to be removed. During the design process, conflicts were identified with Bell and Rogers pedestals due to the improved road cross-section. Discussions have begun with the utility companies regarding these relocations and are anticipated to be completed prior to the road construction work. Notice should be provided by utility companies if any of the relocations require service disruptions. During utility relocations, there will be flags and paint identifying the location of all underground infrastructure. Construction is anticipated to begin in 2024 with Rogers Road pending budget approvals. The remaining streets will be completed in following years pending budget approvals. Phasing of the work is still being determined, but it is expected that the work will be completed over multiple construction seasons. Additional construction notice will be provided once timing and phasing and a contractor have been confirmed. The streets will be closed during construction. Although the road will be closed, local traffic for residents and emergency vehicles will be maintained. Access to your entrance will be disrupted when the contractor is constructing the new entrance, pouring concrete curb and sidewalks in front of your entrance, and excavating the new road in front of your entrance. These disturbances will be kept to a minimum time required, and the contractor will notify you beforehand to make arrangements for anyone that needs access. Simcoe County waste collection services will be maintained throughout the duration of construction. The impacts of the construction of the school bus route are being coordinated with the School Board Transportation Consortium. Additional details will be provided to residents prior to construction. The next steps in the project include daylighting utilities at certain locations and preparing for construction. The daylighting of utilities will occur to confirm the location and depths of existing infrastructure at locations of potential conflicts and is anticipated to occur in the coming weeks. This will involve a back truck creating a hole to expose the infrastructure and allow for measurements to be taken. The holes will be backfilled immediately. We will review all comments and questions submitted through this open house process and then finalize all contract documents for contractors to bid on the project. It is expected the project will be awarded in early 2024 and construction will begin in 2024. Contact information for the project team is included on this slide. The project team can be available to review the project with residents via phone, email, or in-person meeting. Please call if you wish to schedule a meeting. Thank you for participating in this virtual public open house.